Welcome my friends to another Alliteration gaming video. My name's Levi and today we're going to do something a little bit different. This is going to be a bit more of an open discussion love letter type of video. It's going to be why the My Hero Academia collectible card game, or the MHA CCG for short, is the best card game on the market and why you should be playing it. In the event you're new here, my name's Levi. I've been playing trading card games for about as long as I can remember. I've played so many different games, I've done content creation for almost all of them, and I have competitive accolades in about all of them as well. I play TCGs so that I can express myself, so that I can meet friends and socialize, so I can travel, create cherished memories, experiences, but most importantly, I play TCGs to have fun. And today, I want to tell you all about how the MHA CCG checks every single one of those boxes in spades. I've got 4 primary categories I want to talk about, so let's get right into them. Now, this isn't going to be a learn to play video or anything like that, but I have to talk about the gameplay quite a bit. The MHA CCG has some of the most unique gameplay I have ever seen in a trading card game. It is so unlike other TCGs that most of the time, when I teach people with prior card game experience, it's actually harder because they have to unlearn everything else that they know about card games. The game is very much designed to replicate fighting games. You choose a character from a wide roster. Every attack has a zone, high, mid, or low, and demands a block of the corresponding zone. The more cards you play, the harder it is to play them, wearing you out like stamina. Hitting your rival is going to successfully result in momentum, a gauge type of resource that unlocks big finisher moves. All of this results in a gameplay experience like no other. The turns are fluid between both players. The pace of the gameplay is completely defined by your interactions with you and your rival, and every character plays the game so uniquely. The interactions between you and your rival in this game feel like an elegant dance, and they are so beautiful when they're performed perfectly back and forth. Like other card games, there's of course levels of luck and randomness and things like that, but the way you play the game and the pace you play it at can always mitigate or affect that. Even if you draw the perfect hand, you never truly know how it's going to play out until you actually start playing the game. In addition, deck building in this game is some of the best I have ever seen. The gameplay is so multi-layered that every single card, no matter how high or low impact, can find its place in a deck and a gameplay scenario where it can have a huge effect on things. All of this makes for an absolute paradise for deck builders in this card game. The game system itself is fairly easy to learn but extremely difficult to master, meaning there's always something that can engage new and old players. Newcomers can come spend as much time as they need learning the basics. Meanwhile, hardcore veterans of the game are still out to learn things just because of how vast and deep the interactions are. The next big thing I want to talk about is the company behind the game, Jasco. As a longtime veteran of card games, the number one thing I worry about when playing a new game is the company behind it. Whether it's poorly run events, suspect business practices, poor communication, or any other issues like that, these concerns are always at the forefront of my mind and are almost always dictated by the company behind the game. In all my years of playing trading card games, I have never seen a company so communicative and so cooperative with their community as Jasco. This is a game built by the fans and for the fans, and Jasco constantly goes out of their way to respect that lineage. The entire team is always friendly, welcoming, and eager to talk about everything they have planned, from the design process all the way to event organization. They put their absolute all into making sure every single event is an absolute festival, and you can always catch several of them at these events ready to have passionate conversations about the game and their involvement in it. Right now, you can literally hop into the official MHA CCG Discord and just freely chat with the head of community, the design lead, and many more team members from the company and immediately see their immense passion and drive for what they do. This is just unprecedented in the TCG world, and it's one of my favorite things about playing this game. I'm by no means a large content creator in the grand scheme of things, but even early on in my work, they reached out to me offering me card reveals, product to open, and opportunities to commentate and work their in-person tournaments and their events. They for sure have their ups and downs, as all companies do, but Jasco has never ceased to show me personally they have the best interest of the players at heart, and they will always strive to provide the best experience for us. Speaking of the players, let's talk about them now, because they're easily the greatest aspect of the entire MHA CCG experience. I have never seen a community so warm, friendly, and welcoming to their game, and and dedicated to helping its player base learn and improve, as well as just making sure they're always having fun. This is definitely one of the more complex card games on the market, and that's no secret, but that's hardly an issue when everywhere you look, there are dedicated players who are more than happy to teach new, aspiring heroes the ropes and how to improve. In my very short time playing this game, I've made countless bonds that I feel like are going to last me my whole lifetime. I went into the very first in-person tournament a completely new face, and I walked away feeling like I was part of a great big family. I was introduced to big names left and right, and they were so thrilled to welcome more amazing people into the community and to just watch it grow and expand. Every event is just flooded with familiar and friendly faces who are so eager to play passionate and high-spirited games with each other, even at a huge competitive level. There are so many decorated players, all known for their distinct fighting styles, characters, deck building, and just personalities. It makes every bit of interacting amongst this community so much more enjoyable, whether it's at an in-person event or online through all of the social media platforms. This game honestly means more to me than I can really describe, and I've met so many wonderful people in the community that share that exact same feeling, and it's really what bonds us all through this fantastic game. Last but certainly not least, let us talk about the most important reason you should be playing the MHA CCG. It is an undeniably large amount of fun. As great as every other part of this game is, at the end of the day, playing trading card games is about having fun. And this game never fails to deliver on that front for me. The deck building, the game mechanics, the interactions, the thrill of the draws and the checks, they just all make such a crazy enjoyable gameplay experience that I can play for hours and hours on end and never tire of. One of the biggest reasons for this is that every character plays so differently and feels like a whole new game every time. Moreover, if you're a big fan of the franchise as a whole, this game is just oozing with flavor in so many ways. First off, the cards are just beautiful. Jasco utilizes a combination of images from the anime, assets from other areas of the franchise, or art created purely for the game, resulting in some of the most gorgeous looking cardboard I have ever put my eyes on. Now let's talk about how they also incorporate flavor from a card design and gameplay perspective. Take Midoriya for example. If you're not familiar with the franchise, Midoriya is a very tactical fighter. He analyzes his opponent's fighting styles so that he can combat them and also predict their moves. Then, when it's time to fight, he can release a massive punch at the cost of losing the use of his hand. Well, in the game, Midoriya has two abilities. The first is that he can predict the zone of the next attack your rival is going to play, and if you predict it correctly, it receives a massive speed penalty. Just like his character in the anime, analyzing how your rival fights and seen through their moves rewards you when you're playing his character card in the game itself. And then, when push comes to shove, you can discard all of the cards in your hand for a massive damage pump to a punch attack. So, just like how Midoriya leaves himself without the use of his hand, you also leave yourself without the use of a hand of cards. It is the top goal of the designers to make sure that every character's personality and abilities are perfectly translated into the card game. And with how vast the mechanics are for the MHA CCG, it just lends itself to recreating that flavor in so many different ways that you'd never expect. Playing every character in this game feels exactly like you're wielding their powers from the series, and that's one of the biggest accomplishments the design team should be overflowing with pride for. And as a huge fan of the franchise, that's the biggest of one of many contributing factors that has made this game more fun than any other trading card game I've ever played. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you so much for listening to me just passionately ramble about why I love this card game so much. If even a fraction of my adoration for the game came through and made you want to check it out for yourself, then this video did its job and I cannot wait to see you out there on the battlefield. And maybe we can even play a match sometime. If you're new here and you really enjoyed what you saw, please drop a like and a subscription for as much MHA CCG content as I can possibly fill your homepage with. And if you're already an avid enjoyer of the game, drop a comment below and let me know what some of your favorite unique aspects of this game are. Until then, good luck on your journey everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.